Hey traders, this is a little video that I wanted to make for all of you traders out there that are a part of a bigger program. You're following someone, an educator, a mentor, a guru, some trader of some kind. You're following somebody with your trading, and wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on maybe what kind of qualifications they should have and why that might be important. So most of you know that I've been a trader most of my life. I started way back in 1987 as a broker on Wall Street, was an options specialist. And that in my current iteration of my life, I run 3 different trading rooms where I trade my own personal accounts inside of those, and people can tune in on a live Zoom feed and a live chat room and see what I do in my own personal trades. And I thought this was an important video to make because I've just noticed over the last 18 months that these sort of trading rooms, Discord channels, there's a lot of different variations of them, but they're popping up like crazy. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the surge in popularity of the zero DTE trade, 0 days to expiration. It's basically day trading an index. It certainly has become a lot more popular. And I had to chuckle last week. I saw finally Tom Sosnoff of Tasty Trade put his own series of educational videos out on the zero DTE strategy. And he was at least transparent enough up front to say that, by the way, I'm going to educate you on how to do these and how they work. But by the way, I have never done one, and I don't ever plan on doing one. So you know that it has become popular. You know that trading rooms have become popular when someone that has nothing to do with them, has never been involved in them, and doesn't really understand them, feels obligated to put out training material on them. And so I had the occasion to watch that video, and then a couple of months ago I had a conversation with one of our members in one of our trading rooms that I'll share with you in just a moment here that made me think, hey, you know what, it might be good to have a conversation about who is it that you put your trust in. Is it important to put your trust in anybody? Is this something that you need help with or not? Some good questions to ask as we work on our trading. And I guess I'll just start right off the bat by saying that I do believe that it takes a village. We largely in life do not fail or succeed by ourselves. It is largely a component of the individuals that we have surrounded ourselves with. And I can just tell you from personal experience in my life, I have been absolutely horrible at that. Just horrible at being willing to reach out to people for help and support and maintenance and seek out people that are already carrying a certain degree of expertise in an area that I might be interested in and asking them for help. But it really is the key to success. None of us succeed on our own. We are a culmination of the individuals that have input into our lives. And to the degree, it's garbage in, garbage out, to the degree that we can surround ourselves with really competent, trustworthy people, it can help accelerate our excellence in whatever field we happen to be talking about. So I do believe it takes a village, but I think it needs to be the right village. And so that question for us as traders is, okay, well, if we really need a mentor, if we need somebody that can be an objective third-party resource for us to bounce ideas off of, who are they? How do we find them? What are their qualifications? And, where am I going to put this trust of mine? Because, trust is something that it doesn't necessarily mean you're the greatest trader in the world. It just means you're a person that I can put my trust into. So that trust, that idea of building trust in our trading, I think is an absolutely critical part of this conversation. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a person, or that this is a company, or that this is a program, or that this is a Discord trading room that is run by a 4-time national trading champion, or someone that's famous, or someone that's on CNBC or something. But it does have to be somebody that I think has certain qualities. And I wanted to share some of those with you. So I think these are some of the things that you should look for. And obviously, I'm going to try to point out where I feel like I shine in these areas, and maybe areas where I don't shine. But number one is, are they qualified? I am always blown away by how many quote unquote experts, educators, or quote unquote professionals in the trading world, how many of them are so young. Because I don't think that you learn as much if you haven't gone through the trials of fire. And the trials of fire are crashes. They're crashes, they're recessions, they're depressions, and they're market downturns. So I do think that, again, just because you've done something for 40 years, I started in 1987 at this as an options specialist on the brokerage floor that I started my Wall Street career on. Just because you've done something for decades and decades doesn't mean you're any smarter than anybody else, but it does mean that you've worn out a few pairs of shoes, and that you've been around the block a few times, that you've seen things. And I was just trying to make a list of my career in the markets. I started literally 2 weeks before the Black Monday crash of 1987. So that was my baptism by fire into the world of Wall Street. I obviously traded through Friday the 13th, the mini crash that we had in 1989, the recession of the 90s, the Asian contagion crash that we had that carried over here to the U.S. in 97. Obviously, the biggest percentage drop that we have ever seen in the history of stock markets, almost an 80% downturn in the NASDAQ in the tech bubble bursting of 2000. That was an amazing experience to try to weather through that. The financial crisis of 2008, the worst financial crisis that the world has ever seen, supersedes the Great Depression of 1929. In 2015, August 24th of 2015, in one day, the market gave back its previous 6 months' earnings in one day. And I traded through that day. Obviously, the pandemic of 2021, the initiation of the war with Russia and Ukraine. So I do think that there is something to be said about, how long have you done this? How many decades and decades and decades of experience do you really have at this? Because there's only so much that you can learn by watching YouTube videos, right? I think some of it needs to be lived. The other thing is, do they provide education or trade alerts? There's a lot of trade alert services out there today. They say, hey, give me your cell phone. I'll text you a trade idea every day. And then the next day, boom, you get another trade idea. And you say, wait a minute, I'm still in yesterday's trade. Still hasn't broken into the profit zone. What do we do with that? Oh, we're on to the next day. Can't talk about that one anymore. There's no interaction. There's no training. There's no education involved. They're just sending out trade alerts. And it is the absolute worst thing I think that you can do. I will just share with you guys, there is a website called acquire.com where you can buy startup companies. There's an individual on there that has a trade alert service, that he has an app that he gives away for free on the stores that you can download onto your phone. And he charges $39 a month for this trade alert. And he's bringing in about $7,800 a month. And he said, hey, Scott, I will give you half of that revenue. I'll give you almost $4,000 a month. Just give it to you if you will give me access to your database of emails of clients that you have had over the years. all you got to do is just turn over your email list and I'll give you 48 grand a year in income. And I said, the problem is that I don't believe in your service. I don't believe in your product. And so I would not feel good about turning people's contact information over to you for that purpose. These are people that have trusted me in the past. So make sure you're not looking at a trade alert service. Make sure it's an educational process where you're actually learning how to fish. Somebody is teaching you how to fish rather than just giving you a fish. What do their current members say? You should be able to access a private Facebook group or a Discord server or a chat room somewhere and be able to see a couple of things. Number one, you should, if they've been at this for a long enough time to be qualified, they should have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials inside that you can take a look at. But maybe more importantly than those static testimonials, they should have live members that you can interact with, and they give you unfettered access, and they say, hey, just you got full access to our trading room. Talk to our members and see what they think about this program. I don't even know if you've contacted or not. It's a private conversation between you and them. They should give you access to that if you're somebody that is really serious about this. Okay. Do you have direct contact with them? This was really one of the things that spurred this conversation in my mind on. I had a member come to me in one of my trading rooms a few months ago, said, hey, I'm a little embarrassed to have this conversation with you, but there's this other program that I want to go try, and I can't afford both programs. So I'm going to drop your program, go try theirs. And I said, that's absolutely fine. I totally understand. In fact, I know the trader that runs that program. He is an awesome trader, and from what I can tell, he's a pretty decent human being too. But I can tell you it is a corporate-run program. I can tell you that you will never have interaction with him. When you have questions, and if you're a diligent trader, you always will have questions. And when you have those, you're going to be directed to a website. You're going to fill out a contact form. You're going to get a response back in 24 to 48 hours. It's probably too late to fix whatever problem you're looking at in the first place. And it's not going to be from him. It's going to be from one of his underlings who may or may not know as much about trading as you do. And so I said, just be aware of that your customer service is going to drop. Sure enough, about 2 weeks into that program, they came back and they said, you're right. He is a smart dude. Seems like he's very honest and it looks like a great system and everything, but I can't get any interaction. I can't get any answers. I can't get any customer support. So I'm coming back. So again, do you have direct contact with them? The other one that I know you're not going to get most places is, do you have unlimited contact? Is there a limit on how often you can talk to the head trader of that program? In my program, there's no limit. We have 6.5 hours a day together. I have conversations with you guys on the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays. It doesn't matter. If you have a question, you should be able to get in touch with somebody immediately and get an answer. So you have absolute unlimited contact with me. Is the training interactive? I think that this is a big one for me in how I learn. If they have training at all, maybe they're just feeding out trades to you. But if they do have training, is it just a series of videos or is it interactive? Can you actually ask him a question on a live Zoom feed and have him say, hey, or she say, hey, that's a good question. That's a good point to bring up. Let's go through that here together in a live interactive session. Okay. We do that 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. So again, I think we're all here to make money. We want to be profitable in our trades, but that training aspect, it has to be solid. And I think it has to be interactive to make that happen. Who shapes the curriculum? I like to say that our live trading room is the best live trading room out there. And I know that sounds arrogant, but the reason that I say that is because it is our members that create the curriculum for the trading room. If there's something that you don't like and you're a member of our trading room, we take a vote. And if everybody else is like, yeah, that stinks, let's get rid of that, we get rid of it. If somebody says, hey, we need to add this, we take a vote. If everybody says, yeah, that would be helpful, we add it. So our members are the ones that build our trading room. You should be embarrassed if you are a part of our trading room, my trading room, and you don't think it's the most amazing trading room in the world, because a lot of that responsibility falls on your shoulder. You're the one that gets to create and mold and shape the curriculum. Okay. Can you see real potential with past results, or is it cloudy? It's always a little tough. There's no guarantees in the marketplace. One of the things that I always stress is that the only thing that's guaranteed in the marketplace is that we don't know what's going to happen. And you certainly can't guarantee, at least legally, you can't guarantee results. Even though I see people all the time doing it out there on Twitter and social media, you can't. It's against the law. But you should be able to look at past results. You should be able to look at past history of a trade. One of the things that we try to do here in my live trading room is document our results week in and week out over an entire year. And then we do an annualized result with those particular strategies at the end of December and look at the whole entire year's results. So good, bad, or indifferent, you should know what a trade strategy that we do consistently time after time after time. You should know what its potential is. You should know what its risk is. You shouldn't just be coming in going, sounds good, but I don't really know what to expect out of this trade in terms of risk, in terms of reward. Okay. So some critical things to think about of what I think you should look for in a trade. What do you get with me? Well, some things that I think are maybe a little unique with me. Number one, we start you off with 4 hours of initial training. So I am going to put you through about 4 hours of video tutorials and training just to understand our approach to the market. Number two, we're going to do a one-on-one Zoom strategy session. You and I are going to spend as much time as we need to together, one-on-one on a Zoom, so that I understand your trading background, your strengths and weaknesses, what you're looking for, what you feel like you need, where you need focus and help. Why is it that you and I are talking right now? What drew you to my program? And most importantly, how I can support you and how I can help you. Okay. And then we have daily interaction with somebody who knows your name. I was talking to another individual that runs another trading program out there, and he said that he brings in about 150 new subscribers a month. And I said, well, that's amazing. I have about 300 total subscribers, and it's probably never going to get much more than that, because I've made a commitment to my trading members, my team, that I will know each and every one of them. I will know them by face. I will know them by name. I have a background on them. And, again, everybody shares different levels of information, but some people I know their kids' names. I know where they go to college. I know what they do for a living. I think it's important to have a personalized relationship. And I don't think that you're going to get that with somebody that's bringing in hundreds of people a month. Okay. You're never alone. I always say this. Nobody ever believes me until they try it out. We have members pretty much all across the world in pretty much every time zone in existence. Just talked to a couple of traders today from New Zealand and Australia. I talked yesterday to a member in Germany. They're literally on the other side of the world, right? And our night is their day and vice versa. I get direct messages, DMs, all the time, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, my time. You're going to get an answer pretty darn quick from me. Nobody thinks that's going to be true. They think, I'm going to email him. I'm going to direct message him at 2:30 in the morning. You'll find out you're going to get an answer pretty quick. It might not be like in the next 30 minutes, but it will be in the next hour or so. And so I think it's important that you are never alone. You're going to have questions as a trader. It's just how we learn. And the key is that you have somebody there to support you. Results, good, bad, or indifferent, should be documented. I was blown away how many people were impressed with our trading rooms because we traded real money in a real brokerage account, not a simulation account, in real time. And then we documented each trade. We time-stamped the trade and we put it in a Discord channel where it was recorded for posterity. So every single trade we ever make, good, bad, or indifferent, is recorded and documented. I didn't know there was another way to do it, but apparently there's a lot of people that will talk quite a bit about their winners, but then they don't quite mention the losers, and you can't really see them anywhere in documentation. So we document everything that we do in here. You will never, ever wonder a strategy that we've used for 2 years, 3 years. You'll never wonder how it works out over time because you can look at reams and reams of data there, okay? We talked about live interactive training. I think that that's really important. We talked about having an amazing congruent community of traders. When we first built out our trading room, having a Discord chat room was just a necessary evil, really. It was just a functional tool to allow us to communicate with each other. But it has taken on a huge value add component over the last couple of years. This idea that you can come to a centralized location every day, have 200 or 300 other like-minded traders just like you who are all similarly focused on trading the exact same trade that day with the exact same goals and risk management. And everybody is working together to help each other. I think we have some amazing members in our trading room, and I'm really proud of who we have allowed to be in our trading room, and I'm proud of some of the people that we have just simply said, I don't want your subscription dollars. You do not meet our moral and ethical standards. We don't want you to be a part of our program. And then last but not least is proven results. I don't think you're going to see many results. Look on the YouTube channel for our weekly performance review videos. You can see how our trades perform. I'm incredibly proud of the results that we put up. Are we perfect? Do we make money on every trade? No, nobody does. But I'm pretty happy with our results. And I do call it the best trading room in the world, as far as I know. I challenge people to prove me wrong. I challenge people to tell me, what it is that we're missing in our trading room that somebody else might have. But if it's something that is substantive, we add it. So it really is an unfair advantage that we have. We have the flexibility of building out whatever we want in our trading room. And you're part of that journey, okay? The one thing, again, I always stress with everybody is I may not be the best. I have never, ever said that I am the best trader in the world. But I am trying my best. And I absolutely promise to our members in our trading room that I will give you everything that you give me. If I ask you to go through a training, if I ask you to do an exercise, if I ask you to study this trade and you do it, I will always meet you halfway. The more effort and energy you put into your trading, the more effort and energy I put into you. So I don't know what else you can ask of a human being. We're all imperfect. None of us are the perfect trader out there. But the level of effort that somebody puts into you, that is controllable. So I was very, very fortunate in the early 80s to have had an opportunity to work one-on-one with the great, wonderful human being, Zig Ziglar. And he has so many great sayings, but I love this one, that you can get everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. The more you help others, the more you help yourself. And I believe that that's been one of the keys to our success in our trading room. So if you are interested in being a part of our live trading room, you can go to the website try0dte4free.com. There's no cost, there's no obligation, for free, 7 days. Come hang out with us, interact with our members, ask questions, get up to speed, look at all of our trades, go through all of our training videos, meet with me on a Zoom feed. I think you'll be blown away by what we put out there value-wise. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I know these trading rooms have been exploding as of late. Make sure that you are interviewing the person that you're looking to pay a subscription to. Make sure that it's somebody that you would feel comfortable with. Hope that helps you guys. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.